Welcome back. Bank of America earnings are out, hitting the tape. Cheryl Casoni with the numbers now. Cheryl.
Maria, so a double beat for Bank of America. That came in at $1.06 on earnings per share. The estimate was 95 cents. They came in at $28.1 billion on revenue. That's, again, a double beat. Look, they talk about deal making. Mega deals is actually something that is a quote from the report. Banking strength, consumer banking jumping 7%. The wealth investment management revenue jumping 10%. So, again, the bank saying that they're firing on all cylinders. And this is the theme that we've seen from Goldman and from what we got from JP Morgan yesterday. Deal making, trading, corporate lending. You got hedge fund activity. Obviously, there's concerns about the low-income consumer and job market. But so far, not hearing that from B of A. Stock is up a little more than 3.5% right now. B of A crossing the tape. We'll get Morgan Stanley in the next hour, Maria. We've also got some other headlines that we're following for you right now this morning. This was in regards to the presidential library of Donald J. Trump. And this is one of the headlines that we're watching for you this morning. A Florida judge blocking the transfer of land for the Trump library from the city of Miami. The temporary injunction putting on hold that transfer of land from Miami College to the Donald J. Trump Presidential Library Foundation. Now, the judge says the College Board did not give reasonable public notice about the meeting where the vote took place. The 2.63 acre parcel right now, it is a parking lot, to be clear. We'll follow this for you. Well, the Department of Justice seizing $15 billion in Bitcoin from a global cryptocurrency fraud scheme that was run out of Cambodia. Prosecutors indicting Prince Holding Group founder Chen Ji. There he is. They allege he directed phone farms. Workers scammed online victims with pleas for financial help and promises of crypto investments. Officials say proceeds then went to luxury items, yachts, jets, watches for him. He's also accused of running forced labor scam compounds where he used violence to discipline the workers there. He remains at large right now, could face a maximum of 40 years in prison if convicted. Wall Street behemoth Goldman Sachs, just mentioned them. They're warning that the use of AI is reshaping their operations, and that's going to lead to some layoffs. Company-wide memo that was obtained by the New York Post says that the company plans to, quote, constrain headcount through the end of the year and carry out a limited reduction in roles initiative across the firm. Goldman reported, remember, a double beat and a 5% increase in headcount just yesterday, but that story changing, of course. Here is Goldman right now in the pre-market, up a little more than 1%. Then there is this, Maria. House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan is demanding that former special counsel Jack Smith testify before his committee, giving him a deadline of October 28th to schedule his appearance. Of course, Jordan wants more information on what he calls the partisan and politically motivated prosecutions of President Donald Trump. In a letter obtained by Fox News Digital, Jordan writes, quote, as the committee continues its oversight, your testimony is necessary to understand the full extent to which the Biden-Harris Justice Department weaponized federal law enforcement. Now, Smith, who secured 2 indictments of Trump, speaking out for the first time since he did resign in January, so he called the allegations from Jordan, quote, ludicrous. Here's what he said. These are published remarks. He said the idea that politics played a role in who worked on that case or who got chosen is ludicrous. So he was speaking at University College London. He also condemned the indictments of James Comey and Letitia James. And then he goes on to say, this is interesting, I like this, Maria, nothing like what we see now has ever gone on. And my question is, I think we have seen this go on before.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's just, I get that he's, trying to defend himself and take a hard line. But Jordan wants him to come in and testify.
Well, he had surveillance on at least 8 sitting senators and 1 congressman, I believe, or 7 senators and 1 congressman, surveilling them during the January 6th probe. Of course, the Democrats made up this Russia collusion story and surveilled whoever they wanted around Russia collusion. So, I mean, this is just rich to what you're saying.
Oh, rich beyond words. I mean, the whole lawsuit where he supposedly used unfair valuations on his own properties to get loans is completely irrelevant because the bank did their own work and they gave him the loan anyway. He paid back the loan and the bank wanted to loan him more. And somehow that was a crime. The whole thing was such a crock. It was just an embarrassment.
What was the valuation on that? It was like $18 million.
Yeah.
It's just an embarrassment of the system, and what goes around comes around.
Yeah, and also at the time, Letitia James was boasting that she was going to, take Trump's property from him.
Yeah.
Right? She kept boasting, we're going to take Trump, we're going to get Trump, we're going to take his property as well.
Yeah, here in New York City, we were talking about that, Marie.
Yeah.
I remember that specifically. And, because, she campaigned, obviously, on going after Donald Trump, and then she did. She made that her mission. She failed in a court of law here in the city of New York, to be clear. But with regards to the weaponization of government and these investigations, and to your point about the surveillance of these Republican senators, Marsha Blackburn, good grief, you're surveilling Marsha Blackburn, come on. That is why I thought that final line from Smith out of these published remarks out of London was so rich, because it's the pot calling the kettle black, if you will. Come on.
Yeah, for sure.